2020 City of Fayetteville Board of Mayor and Alderman meeting. I'm going to ask Alderman Small to say an opening prayer. We'll stand in the pledge, and then we'll look at our agenda.
Let us pray. We thank you, Lord, for allowing us to come in tonight to conduct the city's business. We thank you, Lord, for watching over the people of the city, the people of the county of Fayetteville, and the state, the whole U.S. of A. Thank you, Lord, and give us the guidance that we need with you in front. We ask this in all blessings in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. We have a couple. You have your agenda in front of you. We've had some information this afternoon, a couple items. I was informed by Chief Howell that on item B, the re-up event in which we have a permit request for 4/24/2021 has actually already been approved by the county mayor as county property over there. So I'll entertain whether the board wants to remove this item or they want to proceed to vote on this item tonight.
I don't see any reason for us to take action on it.
I don't either.
If it's already been approved by the county and it's mainly on county facilities, I don't see any reason why we need to take action unless maybe nobody chief does. I don't know. You don't see any reason? I move we delete it.
And I second.
All right. Any other discussion? Pam, call the roll.
Before, yeah, I did have to do one thing, Mayor, excuse me. So saying that, they're not going to be on city side at all, correct?
Well, I mean, I have no idea as far as what the, Chief Howell, can you come up for a minute and just clarify what you understand after talking to the Sheriff's Department?
It is my understanding they're going to be on county property.
Okay.
That's to my understanding. The original request that I had did not request any officers, nor did it request any road closures. So that's about all I can tell you about it. I haven't seen
So
any plans.
It's going to relieve us all responsibility.
I don't see how we would. I mean, we're not giving permission. The county mayor gave them permission to use their property, so.
Okay. Any other discussion?
All right.
None.
Pam, you call the roll on that. Removing item B, the re-up.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Allen? Aye. Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alderman?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
And just for the record, I want to say that doesn't deny the permit or the event. We just didn't vote on it because the county mayor gave approval for that. One other item that's on the agenda, Mr. Collins has asked me that we remove item D, vehicular directional signage. Will you speak to this for a moment on the reason?
Yes, sir. Christy Gentry has been working with TDOT and the branding initiative representatives, as well as downtown master plan and the sign company. And it has been a red tape nightmare trying to get to the right person to give approval to move forward with this. So she simply needs more time. I think she did make progress today, but the person needs more time to review it before he can make a decision. And we didn't want to bring it before the board without the full package of information.
And that would affect basically whether we had some permitting fees we would have to pay the state.
Yes,
and add to the cost of what we would have voted on tonight.
Yes,
So
sir.
it's TDOT, is that who you're dealing with?
Yes, sir.
So I'll entertain a motion that we remove this till we can get this back through
I
committee.
move we remove, Mr. Mayor, I move that we remove item D from the,
I'll second.
All right, any other discussion? Pam, call the roll, please.
Ms. Allen? Aye. Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Okay. Reception of that, is everybody okay with the remainder of the agenda? So we'll go into review of the regular meeting minutes of March 9th, 2021. Does anybody have any deletions, additions, corrections? No. If not, we'll enter that into record. Next, we have oath of office. I ask our new Parks and Rec Director, Ira Thompson, to come forward. We will swear him into office. Face the camera. Lost that back here. They gave me a cheat sheet. You didn't memorize it, did you? No, you don't have to memorize it. So, we got to say it all in one sentence. No. Okay, raise your hand. I, Ira Thompson.
I, Ira Thompson,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will honestly and faithfully discharge
I will honestly and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
for the city of
for
Fayetteville,
the city of Fayetteville,
Tennessee,
Tennessee,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I have been appointed,
to which I am about to assume,
to which I am about to assume,
without partiality,
without partiality,
favor, or affection.
favor, or affection.
I will uphold the Constitution of the state of Tennessee
I will uphold the Constitution of the state of Tennessee
and the United States of America,
and the United States of America,
and the charter and ordinances of the city of Fayetteville.
and the charter and ordinances of the states of the city of Fayetteville.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Sir. We'll go into our reports. We have CEO Britt Dye from Fayetteville Public Utilities tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Cover a few things. A real good news is our sanitary survey that took place at the water system and through all of our filing system, through our financials and those kinds of things. But you had 599 points available, and we scored 599 points, and that was 100%, which this survey is conducted every 2 years. And we had 59 total requirements that we had to meet, and some of those were system management operations, emergency operations plan, operator compliance, water storage, and approved methodologies that we use based on what contingencies we have that we have to put in place for the entire system. So that was really good. The last few times we've had this survey, it's been at 99%, but we finally made 100 this time, so we're really proud of it. Still performing upgrades on the pump station, which is pump station number 1. It's located on Highway 64 East. We're going to be increasing those pump sizes out there to get more flow and pressure up toward the industrial park and some of those facilities that's already in service in that direction. Had 443 locates this time for Tennessee One Call, so it's keeping us busy. A lot of construction's going on throughout the county. You know, if you go out through there, you can see a lot of construction going on, and it's really amazing with the way that cost has increased quite a bit, but it's still happening. We're proud to see it. Tree trimming crews are working in the Mackburg-Delrose area. We got one crew that we call a hot crew that's running through the city that will get hot spots that might be causing problems as far as operations. But squirrels right now has been our biggest problem right now. So squirrels and the strong winds, and we still got some problems left over from the ice storm. It's blowing limbs that's broke during that time. Got our new transformer in service at Pittsburgh Sub. You know, Pittsburgh Sub's been there for a long time, but the transformers that are located in that substation were 1952. So we had 4 single-phase units, and we replaced it with 3-phase units that will put out 20 megawatts of power. So now it's updated and upgraded. We got fiber that we're fixing to hook to it with our new fiber bills that we run for the grant funds from the governor. And we're hooking up customers in the southwest part of the county now, where we actually made some of that active now with all of our fiber to the home, and that's working out real good for us. So other than that, Mayor, that's all I got.
Any other questions?
No, I will say that's impressive on that score. 100%.
100%.
They do better next time.
Well, you know, when you reach 100, it's hard to keep it there, but we're going to try our best.
I can test them squirrels. They ate my cables up.
They did, didn't
TV
they?
cable. Yeah, they did eat them. It doesn't seem that long with the progress that's been made on the water and sewer side. Doesn't seem that long until it was under a moratorium, does it?
Well, back in 2005, you know, when we started out with a score back in 05, it was like an 89.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even meet the requirements if you get a score of 89 on the sanitary survey. But last several years, it's been at 99% up to this
And they
day.
had our buildings shut down almost, couldn't build.
At all.
Yeah,
That's correct.
so,
Yes, sir.
good work.
Thank you.
Well, while you're up here, I would say even though we avoided some storm damage the last few weeks, the system always held up well, and I think people got back up
pretty quickly.
Well, we did. The ice hit pretty hard on the southwest part of the county, you know, from Petersburg around, and it tore it up pretty good in that direction. If it had been through the whole county, you know, it'd have been really tough, because we've had that before where we lost the entire county, you know, because we only had one feed, and now we got 4 feeds that come in from TVA, which is give us a lot of redundancy, you know, with how we can switch power around and try to get some people back on. But we were lucky, but you know, the thunderstorms just went through is split Lincoln County. Some went south, some went north, and here we are right in the middle. But very lucky.
And also, while you're here on the cable side, the telecom side, can you explain to people how you've had some issues with the analog stations? Because we get calls sometimes, the Channel 14, the public out of Nashville wasn't doing well, and then, but you had some equipment you had to order to get that back and fixed.
Yes, sir, we did. And what happens is the programming of your private entities, you know, like the Channel 19s in Huntsville, you got Channel 5, 4s, 2s, 8s, and all that feeds out of Nashville. But what they do, they go through these changes where you have to change out your receivers, cards in your receivers and all that to get the right programming that comes into the cable on an analog side. Where on the digital, it's a little bit more easier, I guess you can say, because everything's going digital. You know, your analog systems are going away. That's old technology. It's fiber to the home, faster speeds, all that is new technology. And then we get notified by these places that say we need to change the receiver, so we have to wait for them to send the receiver. Then we have to get it back in service and get it up and running again. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, just clarification, because people don't understand like why Channel 8's on, but you can't hear them speak, or you know, that type of thing. So that clarification.
And then we had some that wanted to use our own internet service provider to go through that to offer service, and we can't allow that to happen, you know. So the direction it's going is your cable eventually actually would be going away at some point in time, as far as analog and digital, because all this new younger generation, you know, you got Netflix, Hulu, everything's internet based. That's the direction it's all moving. You know, we'll be doing a lot of stuff on YouTube and those kinds of things, but it'll eventually go away.
Yeah, that's right. They don't use TVs.
That's
They
right.
do things off their pads and their phones now.
Yes.
Unless anybody has any other questions, we thank you for coming tonight.
One more
Thank you.
thing, Brett, how you doing on the county on water? Historically, water's kind of high on the county. Are we doing pretty good on it?
We're doing a lot better because we had one big leak we found over toward the Fayetteville Housing Authority office over there off of Maple Street.
Yeah.
But it's been down anywhere from 18% to 27%. And then sometimes we'll have another bad month, depending on, you know, we feed some tanks in the county, and they've had some issues with a lot of leaks too, but we still try to measure that and account for that water, but it's still holding their own right now.
Well, when I had said historic, I wasn't necessarily speaking about us. I was speaking about as an industry. As an industry, water does have a lot unaccounted for.
It is, because when you run up around 40–45%.
And that's about where somebody else close to us is at.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But you know, the state's is getting more strict on, they're gonna start lowering that water loss number of where you're gonna have to do a lot more improvements to fix that. So.
But we won't have to do near as much improvement as like
That is correct. We got a lot of improvements that we still
Yeah.
got to make, and that's what y'all approved on the $621,000 on the planning and design, because we somewhere between $15–17 million worth of improvements that's got to be made. We're like at 50% on the water improvements, and almost 30–35% on the wastewater side. So we're just dealing with old infrastructure that's got to be replaced and upgraded.
Yeah, you came to the board in a work session maybe 11 years ago and said we're going to be needing $28 billion to start solving our problems on
Yes,
bonds and loans. Probably not gone over that now, but
Yes, we have.
okay.
Well, I think right now, actually, I can tell you we're about 43–44 million since we started.
Right.
So, yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
We'll go with our standing committee reports. Chief Howell and the Fire Department.
For the month of March, Fayetteville Fire responded to 1 vehicle fire. Medical assist with EMS is 8. Motor vehicle accident with injuries were 6. EMS calls excluding vehicle accidents were a total of 60 and 1 false call.
Any questions on fire? We'll go with
I would just make a comment, and I think that fire and police is doing an excellent job.
They've been responding to a lot of
Every day
calls.
you see them. I think you're doing a top of the line job. I think Fayetteville can have complete trust in the fire and police department.
Respond to a lot of calls.
A lot of
Oh,
calls.
yes, the last 2 weeks have been extremely busy.
And the fire department, I've not looked at it lately, but response time in the fire department can get down to 2 or 3 minutes sometimes.
Yes. It's
So
over, and
that's-
I hadn't looked at it lately, around
Yeah.
3 minutes or a little bit less.
Yeah, somewhere around 3 minutes about it. Gonna be hard to ever beat.
And flowing the hydrants went well? Are we still in the process?
If they did not get, they should have got finished today. I haven't had a chance to talk to them, but I think we had one shift that lacked just a few. They should be completed, they were hopefully getting close, and then they can get back to pre-planning.
Okay. We'll go to the police.
Police Department, for the month of March, we had a total of 114 incidents, 53 arrests, 54 citations issued, with a total activity events of 1,649,
It's a lot. for a small
including the
team.
flood.
Any questions on the police? Thank you, sir. We'll go to the Finance Department. Ms. Stacy Rosette.
Good evening. The 2019 property taxes have all been turned over to Clerk and Master's office at Lincoln County. We will continue to accept 2020 property taxes. However, anything prior to that will have to be paid at Miss Becky Bartlett's office. For March 2021, local option sales tax was $244,870.21. That brings the total local option sales tax for the year to $2,033,764.41. And just kind of a quick for 3/4 of the year done, general fund revenues realized for this year so far are $9,661,635.62. General fund expenses, $8,230,579.45. So as of the end of March, we have general fund revenues over expenses of right at 1.4 million. And then as far as all funds as a whole, we're looking at an increase to fund balance of $1,008,026.22.
Any questions on finance? Thank
I
you.
would say that that's a pretty impressive financial report.
Yes, sir. And you also all received your budget packets that we will go over on Thursday.
Yep, Thursday, 4:30 p.m. right here.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. We'll go to the Recreation Department. Mr. Thompson.
All right, so Parks and Recreation Department is chugging right along. What happened, we had our Easter egg extravaganza, went off without a hitch. A lot of young people out there, a lot of parents came through with their younger people. Department staffing, that's moving right along steadily. We updated our logo, looks pretty good. You're gonna see it out there a lot. What was happening, our youth baseball, softball, and soccer is up and moving. Get it all going. Believe next week we'll have everything where we want to be at for the most part. We're starting our pool prep right now, trying to get the pool so that we can have it up and moving for the summer. Despite not having it up and going last summer. Department staffing again, facility improvements, just safety evaluations and security, going over different things like that around our department. What's planned to happen, we are changing our hours 10 to 6 during the week, 10 to 2 on Saturday, closed on Sundays. Just putting that out there for everybody, make sure they keep that up. Department staffing still. And then we have the park and facility improvements to the playground, different things like that we're working on, trying to get up and going, as well as our Independence Day activities have been taken over by Mr. Scott. He's going to be the guy shooting the fireworks. And our pool, just working on that, and our concession stands. That's what we got.
I got one thing, well, I got 2 or 3 really.
All right.
If you're gonna turn over shooting off those little big fireworks to Scott, we better be in trouble.
Hey, I'm gonna make sure I'm at least 1,000 feet away.
I think he's gonna be kind of over it. But I do want to do this. I was out today. Eddie and some of them can tell you that I go out and I look at things. I've been on some of our public works projects that we're looking at today too. And I went by the soccer complex. It's really coming along quick. A lot of dirt being moved. I went by 4 of the facilities that we have, Don Davison and 3 more of them, Stonebridge and Kiwanis and S.J. King Park. And I want to commend you on the work that you and your group is doing, because you came in under a lot of pressure. You came to us with a lot of irons in the fire that we had that really need to be took hold of and moved. And from what I can tell, it looks like to me that you and your team is doing a really good job on bringing those facilities up where they should be. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And just to be honest with you, it's the team. Those guys are rocking and rolling. And Miss Jennifer is at the rim. She got all of us rocking and rolling. So I absolutely give it to them.
I look forward to this time next year. As aggressive you seem to be and all, and with the team that you seem to be putting together, and hopefully get some help back from excuse me, the county inmates by then maybe. That would help you a whole lot if you do, because they did a lot of work. But I can see us going in the direction, the way you've got it going at the recreation center. I can see it improving a lot.
Appreciate it.
And I really appreciate that.
Sir.
And also ask people to be patient, because I spoke to you yesterday afternoon and you spent yesterday morning answering phones, and as you take time to, you were out there managing yourself while some other people were out, keeping the parks up. So, if you call the rec center and you don't, have patience, call back. You've been taking numbers, you've been calling back, people back. So the best part is that this is the time of year where people are back in parks. Like I said, baseball's going to start next week. You got the soccer thing going. So, there's nothing better than just being out at the park. Mr. Collins and I are out there, teaching kids how to play ball. And that's the fun of watching them learn and get those fundamentals down. So, like I said, we're here to support you in those efforts. And so, we have an item on the agenda tonight I think is going to hopefully help you out if it passes. But keep doing what you're doing, and we, for the people that contact us about issues, we do it. I call the city administrator, I call you, and we try to tackle them as fast as we can, but we only have so many people. So you're out there running as fast as you can to different areas to tackle. But the people that are at the parks, they're enjoying being at the parks. That's good. I know that for a fact.
I told my guys to get ready for a 12-round fight. I told them just to be ready every single day. We're going to have to be knocking some things out, so we're ready. They already know what to expect. Well, we don't know what to expect, but they know to expect whatever. As well as we are trying to get someone who has a good phone voice to be on that voicemail when you call. So if you think you got a good radio voice, come talk to me. So that's what we're doing right now. I appreciate you.
Well, I do want to say one thing, a couple of things, I guess, as well as, I commend you for what you're doing. You are doing a lot of great work, and what the mayor was saying is the public really does need to be patient, because you did come in here with a hot mess, to be honest. And I guess one thing I get, yesterday I guess I had a couple of calls on, I would recommend, if it's okay with you, if you put it on the rec center page, to go ahead and ask, if we got parents wanting to mow and weed eat, if they would like to come to you. Other things other than that, doing whatever around, help painting around the rec center if you want people doing that. Any kind of volunteer work other than just that. Clean up around the pool area.
Right.
I think there's parents out there willing to help.
Yeah.
Clean up around all the parks and trash. Heck, I've been going to the parks every Sunday here lately, and there's been a lot of activity, a lot of people. Fishing's been a big thing here. I've not caught anything, but some people have. I think I've seen pictures, not from us, but I think you're rocking and rolling, and I really appreciate everything you're doing. But the most important thing I think people need to know, just to be patient. It's coming.
And we absolutely ask for that patience. I think you said something that I just want to hit on. I don't think we walked into a hot mess, but I do think we walked into some things that were array. We're working on them. I just think that there, you know, with everything, there's stuff that's not where it's supposed to be. We are thankful for everybody that came before us, and we are working and doing everything we're doing off the back of those people who came for us, whether it was the right way or the wrong way or however they did it. So I just want to make sure that we say that we're thankful to all those people who came before us and all those people who absolutely got us where we are. A lot of those men and women come back every single day and are in the office talking to us or having conversations. We don't know what we're doing or what's supposed to happen until those people come in and tell us, hey, trick of the trade is, this is what we did. And so we're passing that down to the gentlemen that are on our staff right now. Yesterday they told us about the about Stone Bridge and why the pond is doing that, and said, hey, you go get this right here, fix it. And I was like, well, appreciate that. Come in, let me pick your mind. So everybody's is helping us already, and we absolutely solicit the help of everyone else who absolutely wants to walk in and help us out.
Ira, you and I had a conversation prior to the work session, and you know, you have taken on this task, and it is hard, and I feel that you have all of my confidence that you can do a great job and get this going. You know, I get calls, and I just tell him, go talk to him, sit down, and let him know, you know, where you are and what your concerns are. And everyone that has called me back had very positive things to say. So it's very refreshing to think we're on the right road here. So
hopefully
I appreciate that.
I think that a lot of people didn't have the avenue to talk to someone before, just because people were so busy doing other things. And I absolutely try to make sure we have that time to at least talk to everyone who has something to say, or at least give you at least 5-10 minutes to hear you out. Right. You know, whether it's following someone up to the gun range, well, we change it to the shooting range, or whether it's just sitting there talking to everyone who comes in. And I did have some great conversations. I heard a lot of people took down a lot of notes. The path before us is it's a big one, you know. But we're gonna get it done. I'm I believe in the people who I've hired, and I believe in the people that we have there.
Great.
Well, I believe you've got this more behind you. I believe the more's behind you.
Appreciate it.
And that'll mean a whole lot.
Yes, sir.
It'll mean a whole lot.
Anything else?
Good job.
Thank you, sir.
All right, appreciate it.
We go to Public Works, Mr. Plunkett.
Thank you, Mayor. Month of March, had 185 ton of brush, 319 ton of trash, 7 ton of leaves. Adam Street, we got all the information together today, and hopefully we'll be advertising for bids to get the street fixed and a bridge built down there to hopefully control some of that flooding. We've added 3 carts on the east and west, south sides of the square to alleviate some of the trash that's been out there on the weekends. We've been running Friday night, Saturday to keep all that picked up, and they're still full. It's a good problem to have on the square, but we're trying to get ahead of it some way. The material hasn't all come in yet, so quick as it does, we will finish that. That's all I got, Mayor, unless there's any questions.
Any other comments?
So I will say this, I went by Adams Street today and looked at that situation, those 2 big tile in there.
Yes, sir.
So I'm assuming that we do a bridge, or whatever it is we're gonna do, a culvert or whatever.
Box culvert's what it'll be.
So it would be, I'm assuming it would be a lot bigger to carry more water. Is that what we're looking at?
Yes, sir. It can't be over 20 foot wide.
Yeah.
It can be the width of the road,
Right.
but it
Yeah.
can't, driving across it, it can't be over 20 foot.
But it'll be designed to carry more water than those 2 tiles.
Yes, sir.
Looked like one of those tiles a little smaller than the other, but I don't think the
I
same
think one of them's a
size.
3 and one's a 4 from looking at them. We didn't measure them, but we're
So
going.
that the creek's running right along beside it, on the right-hand side going out.
Yes, sir.
So that water's backing up off of that creek and going back over,
Yes, sir.
it's coming from south toward the north and onto the road, I guess.
Well, on the north side, when it gets so full,
Right.
it jumps over in this field and comes down through to where these tiles are that we're
Yeah.
gonna replace. And hopefully there won't be no utilities in there and we can move right along and get it out of there.
Well, there's a gas line, a high-pressure gas line crosses, but it's on up there a good little piece, 200 or 300 feet on up towards Northern Parkway. I don't know about anything else, so. Brett probably knows. I don't know what's in
Any other questions?
Eddie, at the work session, you mentioned something about it would help you guys if the boxes around the square were broken down.
Correct.
So if the merchants or whoever's using these receptacles could break their boxes down, probably you could get a lot more in there also.
Correct. We've got big places for them to put the cardboard. If they would break them down, the majority of them would be in that instead of being piled up on the outside.
That's something to think about on this sidewalk project as it's being developed, is whether you stretch that, you know, like you're saying, in the future, make that longer, and maybe make that area for the boxes bigger, to where they have more space.
We're doing that now.
Yeah, so, but some businesses do break them down and some don't, so it would be beneficial if the ones that don't break them down would.
And, you know,
So.
and another, just for your information, the trash on the north side's gotten heavier. So, and it's a good problem to have. If they got trash, hopefully they're selling stuff, so.
Right, sure thing.
But we'll do our best to keep it picked up.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
You go to planning and codes, Ms. Gentry?
Thank you, Mayor. 14 permits were issued in March. The total project valuation was $477,575. The total permit fees were $2,662.38. I do want to mention that the building inspector, Mr. Batchelor, received his residential certification last week, and he's testing on his commercial certification tomorrow. On the property maintenance side, 26 violations were logged in Municity, and 24 daily area focus property letters were also sent out. The planters will be coming back to the downtown area. The plants have been bought from the school greenhouse, and the children will be helping Miss Hyde arrange all the groupings and plant tomorrow. There's a total of 16 planters again this year. On Planning Commission side, the March Planning Commission meeting, 2 projects were approved. It included a minor plat in the Riverbend Farm, which combined 2 lots, and this property is located in the urban growth boundary, so it had to come before the City Planning Commission. The second project was the Latham Industries project, which is the pool manufacturer on Winchester Highway. They extended their parking lot, added a driveway, and increased the storage area for the pools. On the branding initiative side, we're working with Steve Chandler on a social media campaign to promote burgers in Fayetteville. This is not just for slaw burgers, but will showcase all of the unique Fayetteville flavors. We are doing this campaign April 26th through 30th, and we will do promotions next week on Facebook. We have some sidewalk decals that we will be placing down, and the local restaurants. It's free of charge to do this campaign. We will be sharing on our social media page. There's a form for them to fill out with their local burger. They give us a description, a picture, and it will kind of generate traffic between our pages, their pages. And if you come and enjoy a burger during that week, they will actually get a participation sticker. We will supply the restaurants that are participating with rolls of stickers, and then we encourage them to use the hashtag Fayetteville Burger Week, and then on their local social media pages, tag Fayetteville Burger Week and the local restaurant. And hopefully, if this campaign does well, then we can do some other social media campaigns throughout the year.
Any other questions, Ms. Gentry? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have City Administrator's report, Mr. Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. We received an update on the William D. Jones project yesterday, April 12th. The construction plans have been approved March 3rd from TDOT. The wetland evaluations and assessments were conducted March 8th through March 12th. And the revised environmental document, referred to as NEPA, was submitted to TDOT on March 18th. TDOT did confirm receipt of the NEPA documents, and we're going to their ecology section. Will Owen, the engineer, followed up with TDOT on April 6th. And as of today, we followed up again. We've yet to receive a response, but the final bid documents are on standby to submit as soon as we get the NEPA phase finalized. Speaking of TDOT ecology, the Phase 2 Greenway has approved all the hurdles through TDOT with the exception of the ecology department. Archaeology, which was the very lengthy holdup on the Phase 2 Greenway, has been approved and sent on. Matter of fact, the State Historic Preservation Officer has already signed off on the archaeology study. So as soon as TDOT Ecology Department signs off, we'll be ready to go to bid on that project also. Camp Blunt is, the Camp Blunt Historic Site Association is working with Crowe Engineering and electrical engineering to put lights on the flags, the entrance sign, as well as the First Volunteer statue. And we should have that information by next week and get to work right away, and that'll be paid for by the remainder of the $500,000 of the governor's money. And Mayor, under new business, I'll have a comment regarding the wildlife damage management permit.
Okay. Any questions of Mr. Collins?
What about a pavilion? What's going on with that pavilion?
We're going to do the electricity first, and if we have funding left over after the lights are installed, we hope to be able to install the pavilion.
So there's nothing holding up that project?
No, sir. No, sir. It's just having to make sure we meet all the transformer. There have been multiple meetings with FPU and the engineers just to make sure that everything's right when we go to work on it.
So at what point can we expect a bridge across the river?
Oh, you're talking about the Phase 2
I'm
Greenway?
talking about both of them.
Okay.
I'm talking about both.
If they was to give us the notice to proceed to construction tomorrow, you're probably still talking 12 months to 15 months before you can walk across a bridge.
Okay. Well, sometimes people don't want to know that, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Any other questions? We don't have any unfinished business. We're on to new business. Item A, wildlife damage management permit. We spoke about this in the work session. Mr. Collins, you have any updated information on that?
Yes, sir, Mayor. I spoke with Jesse Tussing, the wildlife biological technician with the United States Department of Agriculture, and also David Qualls, our local USDA official, was also on the call. Based on the permit you have before you for consideration of approval, they want to be allowed to shoot suppressed .22 rifles within the city corporate limits. This is done by trained USDA officials. It is Mr. Tussing's staff, and he said they've even shot them in Nashville, downtown Nashville before. So they're a well-trained group, and they hope to be able to shoot through the length of the permit as needed, and that would be September 30th, through September 30th. However, in speaking with Mr. Qualls, he agreed they would contact our chief of police and the police department every time they're going to do a live shoot. They're going to try to mainly do it with lasers and other items listed on the permit, but they will have to eradicate some of them.
Okay. So we spoke about this at the work session on Thursday. We need a motion, a second on this item.
Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second on Alder. Any more discussion? Pam, call the roll, please.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alderman?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Allen? Aye.
Item passed. Next item, financial reinstatement of program coordinator position at the rec department. We spoke in finance and we approved our finance to work session to reinstate a budget amendment for the financial aspect of the program coordinator position at the rec department. You have on your iPad the amount that would be for May and June for this year until the next budget cycle.
Motion to approve, Mayor.
Second.
Second.
Second. Alderman Alder. Any discussion? Pam, call the roll, please.
Mr. Alderman?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen? Aye. Ms. Small?
Aye.
The item passed. Last item is BMA strategic plan. We had a strategic plan meeting recently. The board voted on goals we'd like to see for the next year, and those items are on your iPad. We had spoke about this at the work session. We just need a motion, and a second to approve.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second, Alderman Hartman.
I have a question. What I see on my iPad is I see that one page with goals and all. We're approving that page, right? Then I see a page, Board of Man Alderman 2021 strategic planning with all these position upgrades that was recommended. We're not voting to approve these position upgrades right now, are we?
No. No.
No, sir, that'll be behind the budget. That's all budgetary issues.
So we're gonna deal with all this in the budget.
Through the budget process. That first page is the Board of Mayor and
Well, why is
Aldermen
this second page even on here?
because it was discussed at strategic plan.
Well, we discussed a lot of stuff.
Yes, sir.
I just wondered why this was the only thing that was on here. I just want to be sure I wasn't voting to approve.
No,
all
sir,
this.
you're not voting
All right.
on the financial numbers.
All right. Okay, I'm good.
Any other discussion? Pam, call the roll, please.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Bryant?
Aye.
Ms. Allen? Aye. Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alderman?
Aye.
That item passed. We'll go to final comments. We'll start with this, Mr. Martinez.
Wow, I'm first. Thank you. Now, I want to thank everybody for coming out. Congratulations, Ira, for accepting the new position. Richard knows the city and fire are doing an outstanding job. I want to continue doing what you're doing. And this Thursday is at Fayetteville City is giving out their ceremony, and see many people out there. I believe it starts at 6 o'clock, the ceremony at the high school for the state championship rings. That's a great honor, and actually it's a great, I like it. It's a great dot on our city, that's for sure. It's going to be very beautiful to see that, and the parents are, I'm sure, be excited to see that for the state championship rings. And I hope everybody had a great Easter. Ready for summer.
Mr. Alder.
Just congratulations again to FPU and Britt on that 100% score on the sanitary survey. And I know everybody in Fayetteville and Lincoln County appreciate the storm, the ice and snow we had, all the people you had working out there, and they have to keep us all in good shape. We appreciate that. Ira, good to have you in here and sworn in. We got you some help tonight, so we're behind you like Danny said earlier, and I look forward to working with you. That's all I got.
Sal.
Ira, we're happy to have you. It's a beautiful time of year. Just encourage everybody to go out and enjoy the parks, maybe catch a baseball, softball, or soccer game, and enjoy spring.
Just the weather's getting nice, and want everyone to stay safe and enjoy it as it's coming on. Congratulations, Mr. Thompson, again. Looking forward to the great things that you and I have talked about, the ideas that you have coming up. Congratulations, Mr. Batchelor. Looking forward to further picking your brain, as we already have before you got your certification.
Mr. Bryant.
Well, I want to congratulate Mr. Batchelor. I know that wasn't the easy thing to do, and good report from FPU. Good report from everybody. Welcome to Mr. Thompson. I look forward to him helping us move the city forward. We got one that's not, he's a part of us, but he's kind of distracted, kind of over here to the side because he's over the city school system. He just had an evaluation. And
Did he make it?
Well, not only did he make it, he almost hit 100%, like, you know, well, Rich group did, but he was like a, you can make a 5 is the best you can do, and he was at a 4.9 something, something, something. He was just about that close to being a 5. So,
Got something to work on.
But so he's getting there. So, and he has some very good comments about our city. He responded to the board, and I saw some of his written comments. I did not evaluate him because I don't evaluate that position. I'm on that board, but I'm not a voting member. He works for the voting members of the board, but I do keep an eye on watching, and he and his family is a very good addition to our city because he sells our city. He's a salesman, kind of, and he sells our city, and he sells the good things of our city. He does not in any way ever, and I've never seen him in any way or heard of him focusing on anything negative. He is a positive person. He believes in putting the positive things out there. And if he's got shortcomings somewhere, he believes in working on fixing them. And so he's a good addition. He's got some big shoes to fill, but he's coming along. And he's just really a good, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
He's short, but he's good.
Oh, my.
This can't be perfect. God gave him good looks instead.
There you go. There you go. And that's all I got, Mayor.
That's why you're a few percentage points short.
I'm just trying to be positive about everything. I'm tired of hearing negative stuff. I want to hear something positive.
Alderman Hartman.
Springtime in Fayetteville is a beautiful time of year. I just invite everyone to come and see us. It's also refreshing to see people outside. They're working in their yards. They're playing ball. They're spending time together. We've been stuck in for so long with COVID. It's just really exciting. Thank you, Eddie, for the guys on the street department. I cleaned up all my flower beds this weekend, and then they picked them up, cleaned up the street. It looks great. Welcome, Ira. We're glad to have you. Mr. Hopkins, good job, good job. You're doing really great. Tom, we're proud to have you too. Say that again. And I know you're working hard on everything. So I think we've got some good folks coming around. So everybody enjoy the spring.
Thank you. Mr. Collins, what time is the mural dedication on Friday?
It's from 1 p.m. until 6 p.m. is the length of the event. However, the UT officials will be here at 2 o'clock. Is the schedule time for them better?
Well, for those who've been keeping, there's been a gentleman painting there for the past couple of weeks, and as I take walks, it's kind of entertaining. And, you know, he's finally to the end of the Fayetteville. I wasn't sure he was going to make the deadline because he was about V yesterday, so he did get that done. So for those that come out, that is an event blocked off between 1 and 6 on Friday. As we mentioned, the ball leagues are back. They'll start next week, so everybody come out to Kids Park, have your kids play at Kids Park, and have your, at the same time you come over and watch the ball games. Governor Lee, I got an email the mayors did this afternoon. Governor Lee is proposing an additional $100 million in the next budget to go, state budget to go to local municipalities in regards of COVID relief, so we'll keep track on that, and hopefully there'll be some more money that can come our way for some projects. We had a great First Friday kickoff this past month, and so we'll have another one coming up. And like I said, people want to be out and about, and that's a great thing. Last thing is I need to read this into record for the minutes. Fayetteville Public Utilities recently received final approval from the state of Tennessee to borrow $621,000 through the state revolving fund loan program. The Board of Mayor and Alderman approved this debt in our January 12, 2021 meeting. The purpose of this loan is to engineer and design water system improvements. Form CT-0253 will be sent to the state of Tennessee on tomorrow, Wednesday, April 14, 2021. So having said all that, the sun's out, it's beautiful. Everybody get out and enjoy the day. We'll reconvene. This meeting's adjourned. We'll reconvene next month. Thank you, sir.